Batman's suits have evolved from simple vigilante gear to high-tech armor designed to take on gods. Each iteration reflects changes in technology, strategy, and the challenges Bruce faces. To see how far the Caped Crusader's gear has come, we'll start at the very beginning, his earliest, most improvised suit that relied on grit and fear rather than gadgets or armor. Year One suit. The Year One suit is Batman's origin story on fabric and guts, not gadgets and tech. This is the gear Bruce Wayne stitched together during his first brutal year on Gotham's streets, straight out of Frank Miller's 1987 comic Batman Year One. It's a simple gray bodysuit with black cape, cowl, gloves, and boots. No powered armor or fancy materials. The iconic large black bat symbol sprawls across the chest, striking fear into criminals, and the bright yellow utility belt stands out like a beacon amid the darkness. Here's the thing. This suit isn't about strength or invulnerability. It's about stealth and intimidation. The fabric is implied to be Kevlar-like, offering some ballistic resistance, but it's nowhere near the ballistic tanks later suits become. It's lightweight and flexible, letting Bruce move silently across rooftops and blend into shadows, relying heavily on his athleticism and tactical brains. There are no built-in sensors, no flight tech, no augmented strength, just a man willing to face danger head-on with raw human skill. This suit embodies vulnerability as much as menace. Batman is a symbol first, a ghost who haunts the night using fear as his weapon. The bulky yellow belt and large bat emblem might make for flashy targets in a firefight, but they're psychological tools, intended to draw attention and create an unforgettable silhouette. While it looks iconic, it ranks lowest on this list simply because of what it lacks. No armor plating, no systems integration, no powered enhancements. It's the Batman of scraps and grit, the vigilante figuring things out on the fly and accepting that any encounter could turn deadly. If you think of Batman suits as a tech tree in a video game, this is literally the starting class. Human, vulnerable, and fueled by sheer will. But if you think that's basic, wait until you see what the Dark Knight Returns suit brought to an aging Batman who refused to fade away. The Dark Knight Returns suit. The Dark Knight Returns suit is the grizzled, heavy hitter of Batman's wardrobe, first introduced in Frank Miller's 1986 dystopian classic. Forget sleek agility. This is an older, physically compromised Bruce Wayne who's bulky and bruised, but not backing down. The base suit is a thick, muscled gray bodysuit that looks like a fusion of muscle-bound armor and vintage powerlifting gear. It screams, "I'm still here, and I'm still dangerous," even if the days of nimble acrobatics are long gone. Before you write it off as just a bigger, clunkier version of the Year One suit, hear me out. The DKR suit packs real protection compared to its thinner predecessor. It's heavier, yes, but designed to absorb brutal street-level punishment while still letting grizzled Bruce fight on. The bat emblem stretches wide across the chest, a symbol of enduring grit rather than subtlety. And the cape? Think of it as more like a weighted cloak, an imposing mantle rather than a gliding apparatus. Stealth? Not so much here. But the real kicker is the armored exosuit Bruce dons for his legendary rumble with Superman. Basically a powered framework slapped over the base suit, giving him punch-after-punch durability and enough muscle boost to threaten the Man of Steel himself. It's clunky, slow, and brutally draining on Bruce's already waning stamina, underscoring how this tech is a desperate last resort. Not everyday wear, no integrated flight systems, no futuristic hood, no invisibility cloak that zaps off with a button press. Just raw, powered strength and skin-thick armor plates. The gadget loadout in this era is broader than Year One. Bat-shaped explosives, smoke bombs, reinforced gloves, but nowhere near the Alice in Wonderland gadget matrix of later designs. The suit trades mobility for survivability, a grueling balancing act that fits the story perfectly. Batman is no longer a young city ninja, but a one-man army battling time and foes with sheer stubbornness. It's the suit of a warrior who's been through everything and refuses to quit, even when every movement aches. Comparing the Dark Knight Returns suit to its Year One sibling, it ranks higher for its exoskeletal strength boost and tougher plating, but it's still stuck in a pre-digital age. There's no mini-computer buried inside or advanced sensor nets. It's muscle and armor, and willpower. A brutal, realistic look at aging in the Batman universe and the heavy price of resilience. But if you think this suit's weight and limitations are tough, wait until you see how Christopher Nolan's trilogy redesigned Batman's armor for modern combat and mobility. Nolan Trilogy Batsuit. The Nolan Trilogy Batsuit strikes a rare balance between gritty realism and superhero flair. Inspired by actual tactical and military gear, this suit feels like something a billionaire with way too much time and tech expertise could plausibly build. It's less space armor and more special operations field kit, blending Nomex fire-resistant fabric, Kevlar, and composite armor plates to provide solid ballistic and impact protection without turning Batman into a walking tank. In Batman Begins, the suit is rigid and plated, perfect for absorbing hits, but fairly restrictive. That rubberized armor shell covers Bruce from neck to toe, but makes head and shoulder mobility a real problem, which is both a narrative and stunt coordination challenge. By the Dark Knight, the suit evolves into segmented plates layered over flexible mesh, letting Bruce turn his head and move more naturally while still maintaining a tough protective barrier. It's like comparing medieval plate armor to a modern-day tactical vest with overlapping plates, trading some raw defense for critical agility. One of the Nolan suit's signature features is the cape made of memory cloth, an experimental military fabric that hardens instantly with an electric charge to create an airfoil for gliding. It's a clever, grounded explanation for how Batman can actually fly through the city instead of just flapping around like a cartoon. The cowl houses basic communication gear and minimal sensors, opting for functional simplicity rather than futuristic heads-up displays or targeting systems. There's no powered strength enhancement either, keeping Bruce's physical output strictly human level. This design philosophy has its fans and critics alike. Many praise the practicality and real-world plausibility, highlighting how the suit reflects trade-offs anyone would make between protection and freedom of movement. Yet some debate just how bulletproof the suit really is, pointing to scenes where Batman still gets scratched up by knives and dog bites. Others wish the chest emblem were bigger or simpler to make it pop on screen. Most agree Nolan's approach is by far the most realistic film Batsuit before 2010, grounding Batman as a master strategist outfitted with state-of-the-art but believable technology. Compared to the Dark Knight Returns armor, the Nolan Batsuits rank higher in material sophistication and incorporate gliding tech that Frank Miller's bulky suit never touched. But they sit below the high-tech comic and game armors that feature powered exoskeletons, complex sensor arrays, or advanced stealth systems. Nolan's Batman relies on human skill first, layered with tactical armor and lightweight tech. Exactly what you'd expect from a tactician who still wants to stay nimble. But if you think the Nolan suit is the ultimate grounded design, wait until you see the brutal DIY evolution of the Batman's new armor, where customization and raw combat readiness get taken to another level. The Batman 2022 suit. The Batman's 2022 suit is a gritty, no-frills upgrade from previous grounded Batsuits, giving off a raw, hands-on vibe that screams, "I made this myself." Unlike the sleek, almost industrial look of Nolan's trilogy, this suit wears its stitching and battle scars like trophies. You can actually see the patchwork and threads holding it together, delivering a rugged DIY tactical feel. Here's the thing, the armor isn't just for show. It's built with modular shell-plated parts, chest, shoulders, and abdomen, all layered with protective plates strapped over a flexible base. That means Batman can stop bullets and blunt force without turning into a walking tank. The bulky gauntlets, bulletproof and packed with grapple refills in the forearms, letting Bruce fire his hook faster and more frequently. The suit balances speed and toughness perfectly. This suit definitely feels heavier and rougher compared to Nolan's polished engineering. That's no accident. This Batman is still figuring himself out in a brutal city swamped with crime. The rough edges in his gear match that raw, evolving energy. This isn't a refined, mass-produced suit. It's battle-tested and patched together on the fly. Speaking of tech, the cape doubles as an experimental wingsuit designed for silent gliding, not just stealth cover. It's focused on durability and infiltration while giving Batman the ability to soar through Gotham's skyline. The cowl has subtle communication systems and probable camera lenses, but there's way less emphasis on obvious HUDs or sensors compared to other suits. Fans split between this DIY heavy armor style and Nolan's industrial military look, which flaunts slick gliding tech and a standardized production vibe. Both nail tactical realism but fit different story beats. Official details on the suit's complex sensors or HUDs are vague. Most info comes from what we see, bruises, bullet holes, and how gear's used, rather than explicit tech specs. That mystery adds charm, leaving room for imagination over a fully detailed blueprint. At the end of the day, the Batman 2022 suit edges out Nolan's by combining heavier armor, modular design, and integrated gadgets beyond just a utility belt. But it falls short of the Arkham Asylum suit, which cranks up the tech with shell-plated exoskeletons, bulletproof gauntlets loaded with upgrades, and advanced sensor arrays. The 2022 suit's rugged toughness wins style points and street cred, but it's still firmly street-level armor, not full combat rig. Next up, if you thought the Batman's rugged suit was tough, wait till you see the Arkham Asylum suit. It takes armored complexity and tech integration to a whole new level. Arkham Asylum suit. The Arkham Asylum suit isn't just a costume, it's Batman's fully armored battle rig built for relentless urban combat. Debuting in the 2009 Arkham Asylum game, it quickly evolved into something less like spandex and more like a powered exoskeleton made for endless fights. It perfectly blends tough protection with high-tech gadgets, designed for a game where Batman faces unending waves of enemies. Before you write it off as just a video game gimmick, hear me out. This suit features hard, segmented armor plates covering vital areas, giving off serious, "do not mess with me" vibes. The gauntlets aren't just bulletproof. They cleverly store refills for Batman's grapple gun, so he never runs out of zipline ammo mid-battle. Combining offense, defense, and mobility all in one streamlined rig is a major step beyond earlier versions where gadgets mostly cluttered the belt. The Art of Rocksteady's Batman book and official materials show the suit evolving from Arkham City through Arkham Knight, with visual and functional upgrades emphasizing mechanized support while keeping Batman's iconic human silhouette. Those armor plates aren't just decoration. Players see Batman shrug off gunfire, explosions, and brutal melee attacks while still dodging and leaping through crowds. The design nails a tricky balance. Heavy and protective, but mobile enough to never feel like a clunky tank. Exactly what you need for non-stop street-level survival. Then there's the helmet and cowl, packed with tech like the now famous Detective Vision SHUD overlays. This isn't just a flashy filter. It implies built-in sensors and forensic tools letting Batman scan environments, analyze clues, and read enemy movements in real time. It's gameplay-inspiring canonical tech. The suit justifies why players can spot enemies through walls as a real tactical advantage baked into the optics. By Arkham Knight, the suit hints at mechanized augmentations. Fans note the layered armor and joint design suggest servo motors boosting Batman's strength and endurance beyond what muscle alone could do. While not a full-powered exoskeleton like some comics show, it clearly enhances his physical output, explaining those ridiculously strong hit animations and chase combos. This gameplay-driven design means the suit has to be tough, players get hit a lot, and mesh perfectly with a huge gadget arsenal and fluid combat. Each armor piece and tool serves both story and function. The suit is basically a Swiss Army knife for urban warfare. That's why it outperforms the Batman 2022 suit, which focuses on brute strength and durability, but lacks the layered tech and hints of mechanization the Arkham rig carries. That said, it's not quite on par with ultra sci-fi comic armors or the futuristic future state suits. It stays grounded as a human-scale vigilante rig, with no flight systems or cloaking gear, just raw durability and sensor tech making Batman a nightmare on the streets. The Arkham Asylum suit is a fan favorite, often considered the definitive game Batman look for blending iconic style with believable armor function. Fans argue whether it's bulky or perfectly balanced, with many hailing the Arkham Knight version as the peak of strength-boosting tech in a Batsuit. One classic fan line goes, "Arkham Batman, part ninja, part tank, part grappling hook dispenser." Great, add that to the list. But if you think this exoskeletal evolution is wild, it's just the warm-up. Coming next are suits with near-future tech, modular upgrades, and serious biomechanical enhancements. Stay tuned. Future state, modern suits. Batman's modern and future state suits represent a huge leap from the classic Arkham-style armored vigilante into something closer to a fully integrated wearable command center. These suits aren't just protection or gadgets strapped on. They're modular, composite tech platforms built for a near future where digital warfare and authoritarian surveillance bleed into Gotham's endless nightmare. Before you picture Iron Man, hear me out. These armors use advanced lightweight composites that balance high ballistic and energy resistance with unexpected agility. They feature cutting-edge sensor suites, infrared, night vision, telescopic optics, and encrypted comms channels that link Batman directly into satellites, drones, and sprawling data networks. Heads-up displays aren't just overlays, but real-time tactical hubs processing streams of intelligence, making Batman as much an information node as a physical threat. At first glance, it looks like street-ready stealth armor, sleek, dark, layered plating with tactical pouches and envirosealing to fight chemical weapons or toxins. But here's where it gets weird. This is active tech. The suit's internal systems manage environmental conditions, regulate temperature, and provide limited life support for harsh combat zones. And it all works while letting Batman move with predatory grace, not lumber like a tank. The modular design means these suits vary widely between stories and artists, sometimes simple and functional, other times digital camo skins adapting to light and sound. This fuels fan debates. Some love the high-tech sophistication, where Batman becomes a walking node in a cybernetic ecosystem. Others miss the simplicity of iconic old suits and fear this tech overshadows the human, the detective, martial artist, shadow warrior. Still, what unites them is a shift toward Batman as a hyper-connected operator instead of a lone sentinel. The suit's tech lets him move covertly in a city under authoritarian regimes where every move is tracked, and metahumans escalate threats. It's stealth not just in the physical sense, but digital invisibility and resistance to hacking or remote surveillance. The future state suit shows a Batman ready to fight shadow wars on every front: physical, cyber, informational, yet the suit never fully crosses into powered exoskeleton territory. No tenfold strength boosts like Terry McGinnis's Batman Beyond Armor, no flight or sci-fi cloaking devices. Instead, it stays in that murky space between human and near superhuman, blending stealth, protection, and command tech into one package. This balance of protection and agility is crucial. Unlike the bulky Dark Knight Returns armor or segmented Nolan suits, these armors are leaner and quicker, reflecting a near future where urban combat demands speed and adaptability. Facing a metahuman or elite soldier means instant data feeds, rapid sensor fusion, and encrypted comms matter just as much as armor. This Batman taps into a digital battlefield as much as physical streets. Fans love analyzing how these suits bridge grounded realism and near fantasy tech. Some hail it as the perfect middle ground. No longer brute strength or intimidation, but wearable intelligence letting Batman see and act faster than anyone else in a lockdown Gotham. Others argue it waters down the Dark Knight's grit by packing on too many gadgets. It's the classic tech versus human spirit tension writ large on armor's surface. From a ranking view, future state and modern suits sit above Arkham Asylum designs because they reflect a deeper systemic integration. The Arkham suit is armor plus gadgets, while these modern versions are nodes inside a broader digital ecosystem actively supporting Batman's tactics. But they remain below powered exoskeleton suits that physically amplify strength or grant flight or invisibility. In other words, this is Batman upgraded for a world dominated by info warfare and authoritarian control, balancing muscle and mind with tech both visible and invisible. He's still a man in armor, but that armor is a complex, adaptive network on its own. No kryptonite cannons here, just relentless preparation and code-level advantage. But if you think that's a high-tech leap, wait until we suit up Terry McGinnis in the Batman Beyond Armor, the powered exoskeleton that kicks this evolution into overdrive. Batman Beyond Suit. The Batman Beyond suit is a radical shift in what a Batsuit can be. Worn by Terry McGinnis in a futuristic Gotham decades after Bruce Wayne's era, it swaps the familiar armored vigilante look for a sleek, black, form-fitting exosuit with a striking red bat emblem stretching across the chest, and no cape. This isn't just a costume. It's a next-level powered combat platform that turns its wearer into a superhuman force. Before you dismiss it as flashy sci-fi, hear me out. This suit actually boosts Terry's physical abilities by about 10 times. Strength, speed, endurance. Thanks to its integrated servo motors and powered exoskeleton frame, it's like Batman went full Iron Man, but way stealthier. The amplified agility lets Terry pull off impossible acrobatics with ease, and the extra muscle power turns punches into battlefield-altering blows. But here's where it gets really futuristic. The suit has built-in flight capabilities. Unlike traditional Batgliders or capes, this Batsuit lets Terry hover and sustain flight through advanced propulsion systems embedded in the fabric itself. It opens new tactical layers: vertical combat, rapid city traversal, and silent aerial reconnaissance that no past Batman could pull off without bulky gear or vehicles. Stealth gets a high-tech upgrade too. The suit incorporates cloaking technology based on light refraction, making Terry effectively invisible to the naked eye when powered. Sounds like sci-fi magic, but the show explicitly states the cloaking is limited by energy consumption, so Terry can't just vanish forever. It's a deadly serious resource to conserve during fights. Inside the suit, embedded sensors continuously feed data back to a remote Bruce Wayne monitoring from the Batcave. Telemetry, communications, environmental scanning all run through this neural-linked digital interface. It's both a suit and a command center on its own, letting Bruce act as a mentor even while Terry makes split-second decisions on the streets of Neo-Gotham. What really sets the Batman Beyond suit apart from other modern interpretations is this explicit combination of powered augmentation, stealth, and sustained flight. While recent future state suits hint at modular high-tech armor and digital overlays, the Beyond suit was pioneering this level of full exoskeletal power and integration back in 1999. It doesn't just enhance, it transforms the human inside into something practically superhuman, a true leap into sci-fi Batman territory. That said, it's not without limits. The advanced tech demands massive power, especially for the cloaking and flight functions, meaning Terry has to manage his suit's energy carefully. Servo motors and avionics could be vulnerable to EMP or hacking, although that weakness is rarely exploited on screen. Plus, the sleek, tight design trades traditional armor plating for a more flexible but less obviously armored feel, though the technology inside presumably compensates. Fans adore this suit because it captures that perfect blend of Batman's tactical intellect with a bold vision of future tech, giving Terry McGinnis a distinctly new identity while honoring the core Batman legacy. It's iconic for a reason. It looks cool, functions like a dream and redefines what the Bat can do once technology is unchained from human limits. To sum it up, the Batman Beyond suit is not just an update. It's a generational upgrade. It marks Batman's transformation from an armored human vigilante relying on skill and gadgets to a superpowered operator using technology to push beyond mortal boundaries. This suit sets a new baseline for what Batsuits can aspire to, a combination of raw strength, stealth, flight, and high-tech integration wrapped in a sleek, modern aesthetic. But if you think this level of tech is the peak, wait until you see the Hellbat armor, where the Bat pushes beyond even this into cosmic-scale power, forged by the Justice League itself. Hellbat armor. The Hellbat armor is Batman's ultimate weapon when he needs to punch way above his weight class. Created jointly by the Justice League, this suit isn't just another upgrade. It's a full-blown war machine designed to let Batman survive and fight in battles that would utterly overwhelm a normal human. The fact that it's forged by the League itself means it's made from tech way beyond anything Bruce could cobble together on his own. We're talking materials that might be Kryptonian, Atlantean, or infused with the power of a Green Lantern ring. Basically, it's a hellish fusion of alien and advanced Earth tech. Visually, the Hellbat hits with a mythic, almost demonic aesthetic that perfectly signals its final form status. It's massive and imposing, black armor with glowing red highlights, a sweep of giant folding wings that aren't just for show, and a bat emblem radiating intense power right from the chest. This isn't a suit Batman wears for routine patrols. No, this is his go-nuclear armor, the one he pulls out when he's facing opponents or situations completely beyond human limits, cosmic-level threats, hellish realms, the sort of battles that would turn even the most powerful metahuman into scrap. The powered capabilities of the Hellbat are borderline ridiculous in the best way. The armor's composition is described as nanokinetic technology with shifting metallic parts that can adapt on the fly. Imagine a suit that can self-repair or change its structural makeup, depending on what Batman needs in the moment. Its huge wings support flight, atmospheric re-entry, and probably throw out energy blasts or shields, making it a flying fortress. More importantly, it massively boosts Batman's strength and endurance, allowing him to go toe-to-toe with godlike beings. But here's where it gets really dark. The suit saps Batman's own life force to power itself. Every second in the Hellbat drains his stamina and vitality, meaning prolonged use is outright suicidal unless he's incredibly desperate. It's like trading years of your life for raw, outsized power. This limitation isn't just a gameplay or story balance, it's a brutal narrative decision that keeps Batman grounded, reminding us the guy beneath the armor is still human, no matter how cosmic the fight gets. In terms of sheer power and tech level, the Hellbat clearly outclasses the Batman Beyond suit. While Terry's suit amps physical ability by a factor of 10 with servomotors and stealth tech, the Hellbat is a league-level piece of gear made for environments and enemies even that suit wouldn't survive. Yet it slots just below the Justice Buster, which is an entire mech designed specifically to neutralize every single League member individually, mixing bespoke counters against gods with tactical overkill. Fan reactions to the Hellbat are pretty interesting. Its terrifying mythic look and the ultimate cost of power story angle have made it a fan favorite in terms of design and narrative role. Many see it as the visual embodiment of what Batman's obsession and preparedness look like when taken to their most extreme. Incredible power, yes, but at a price that's literally his life. Some argue it's too far removed from Batman's street-level roots, but most agree its existence deepens the mythos by showing just how far the man can push his limits. The Justice League's influence on this suit can't be overstated either. It's a rare alliance of Batman's human ingenuity with meta-human resources, reflecting mutual trust and the understanding that even the world's greatest hero sometimes needs gear that transcends human capabilities. It's like the League saying, "Okay, Batman, you want to fight alongside us on this cosmic scale? Here's a suit that will let you hold your own, but don't expect to walk away unscathed." That partnership elevates it above most other brawling suits in the Batman pantheon, showcasing a dazzling mix of technology and narrative weight. In short, the Hellbat armor stands as the ultimate last resort weapon, giving Batman powers that match gods, while simultaneously reminding us exactly what he's risking every time he wears it. It's brutal, it's beautiful, it's devastating, and that perfectly captures the complicated legacy of Batman's ever-escalating war on crime. But if you thought wielding near-godlike power at a terrible cost was intense, just wait until you see the Justice Buster, the suit built to fight the entire Justice League itself. Justice Buster. The Justice Buster isn't just another Batsuit, it's Batman's ultimate ace in the hole. This is a mech-sized, heavily armed exoskeleton built as part of the Fenrir contingency, designed to neutralize the entire Justice League if any single member ever goes rogue or becomes a threat. That's right, Batman actually made a walking tank specifically tailored to take down gods and legends he otherwise calls allies and friends. Before you roll your eyes, hear me out. The Justice Buster is a massive platform, far bigger and more imposing than any previous suit we've seen Batman wear. It's basically an armored fortress on legs, absolutely bristling with specialized countermeasures crafted to exploit the unique weaknesses of each member of the League. Superman? Expect heavy kryptonite-based weaponry locked and loaded in several compartments. Wonder Woman? Custom restraints and weapons designed to bypass her Olympian-level durability and enchanted resistance. Flash? Systems specifically engineered to disrupt his Speed Force connection and movement at multiple critical points. Aquaman? Tech that can neutralize his control over marine life and water manipulation abilities. Cyborg? Sophisticated hacking countermeasures designed to block his cybernetic interface. The list goes on, and Batman knows exactly what to throw at each of them. This isn't slapdash gear bolted onto some giant frame. The Justice Buster integrates energy shields to absorb heavy hits, advanced targeting systems capable of locking onto supersonic and magically enhanced targets simultaneously, and propulsion tech powerful enough that it can keep pace with multiple metahumans in combat. The sheer strategic complexity and technological ambition behind creating a suit that can counteract such a wildly diverse group is staggering. Batman had to study every single member of the League's combat style, powers, and vulnerabilities, down to microscopic detail, and build a mobile weapons platform that can exploit all of it in a fight. Here's where it gets chilling. The Justice Buster represents the unsettling apex of Batman's paranoia and preparation. He is quite literally ready to fight his own friends, his allies, his family, on a battlefield where gods and legends clash. This raises ethical questions so huge they could swallow Gotham's skyline. How much distrust and fear does it take for a man to build a mech-sized suit designed specifically to beat the Justice League? What kind of mind relentlessly plans and engineers for the day when his own teammates might turn into enemies? And make no mistake, it's not just some wild betrayal fantasy or comic book megalomania. The Justice Buster is supreme strategic caution brought to life through cold, clinical engineering, an insurance policy against cosmic-scale disaster. Fan discussion around the Justice Buster always circles back to the prep time Batman meme, the joke that Batman can win any fight if he has enough time and resources to prepare. The Justice Buster is literal proof that this meme carries terrifying literal weight. Batman's prep can escalate into a skyscraper-sized, heavily armed robot designed to take down gods and legends. Some fans think this goes too far. It turns Batman into an omnipotent, paranoid machine who can out-engineer and outgun every superpowered ally, undercutting his humanity in the process. But others see it as the logical endpoint of Batman's defining trait, being the ultimate planner, the ultimate tactician, the man who finally leaves nothing to chance. Technologically, the Justice Buster stands apart in the Batsuit lineup. While suits like the Hellbat amplify Batman's personal strength and durability using League-forged alien materials, the Justice Buster externalizes the conflict entirely. It's a multi-target, multifunctional mech that combines heavy weaponry, energy shields, advanced computing, and powerful propulsion modules into a single devastating package. It's the fusion of science fiction, paranoia, and strategy pushed to its conceptual apex, with Batman at its core. Of course, this power isn't without practical limitations. The Justice Buster is enormous, resource-hungry, and comes with zero subtlety, probably impossible to conceal or even deploy without massive attention. It's designed solely for catastrophic scenarios, when every other plan fails. And as advanced and intimidating as it is, it's still vulnerable to unforeseen powers or unpredictable League tactics that fall outside Batman's careful datasets. But facing down the entire Justice League alone? That's not a goal most heroes would dare entertain. For Batman, it's home turf. In the end, the Justice Buster perfectly encapsulates the full spectrum of Batman's ideology. Brilliant technology, unbreakable will, meticulous preparation, and an ever-present edge of distrust even toward his closest allies. It's the final and undisputed pinnacle of Batsuit evolution, far beyond tactical armor or powered exoskeletons. It's Batman transformed into a walking, talking strategic weapon designed to overcome gods. And that's an image that sticks with you long after you've seen it. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, click the video on the screen now.